Welcome back. After a long time of being away, I returned. Somehow, all the time has has returned. True to be told, I was on a company event that took me out of the country. Then when I came back, I got sick with the flu that is already 2 weeks away. And then I had more work than expected, and I didn't have enough time to stream. But I'm back now. And for those of you who don't know what this is tchdy, in which I'm basically just reading, learning, and researching about technology and gaming and programming and whatever interesting, curious, obscure, or fun things I found. Interesting? Have I said interesting? I think I did. All right, so what am I planning? As you already know, I was talking about my passion for video games, and definitely I want to make a video game in my lifetime. Doesn't matter, like it can be the worst thing ever. It can be the 2011 Duke Nukem, even though, even though I think that's out of my reach. But it's something too that I always wanted to do. And to actually make games, you need to be at least knowledgeable in a lot of different aspects and segments. So I'm gonna do this just now. I'm gonna start learning whatever I need to make video games. So first of all, I think I have Unity somewhere installed. Ah, by the way, for those of you who were watching me, this is the tablet again. But I don't want the tablet. I want Unity. I haven't opened Unity in at least a month, so hopefully it doesn't explode. So what it asks me is to log in. To log in. And here we come to the first problem. By the way, I don't want to show like downloading things and everything else. If you want to download Unity Hub, just go to the official page, click yes a couple of times, and you're gonna have it. You're gonna have it. I trust in you. So choose an account, continue. Yeah, I haven't used this in a long time. That's why it's not. It logged me out. Oh, and here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Unity Hub is your gateway to building and managing your Unity projects efficiently. Do I have any projects? No. Unity 6.3 is now available. I don't think I need. Oh, security alert. Applications built with this editor have a known security issue. Update editor before publishing. So how do I do? Ah, I click install editor. Okay. So what should I download? 6.3? Most probably I will. But by the way, what's Unity? Unity is a game engine. It helps us building video games by handling the complicated parts like rendering graphics, physics, audio, animations, inputs, UI, makes all of these components easier for us. So that's why I'm using Unity. It saves us from writing everything from scratch. And Unity is one of the most popular game engines in the world. We can build 2D games, 3D games, mobile games, whatever else. So how do I? So I need 6.3. First of all, let me remove this dude here. Let me remove the setter. And now let me install most probably 6.3. No idea what I need here. Android build support, no. iOS build support, I mean no. Linux, Mac, web build support. I think I need the Linux support because I'm running Linux. I just want to languages, nothing special. I need 8 gigs. All right, take some time. But in the meantime, let me this. Hopefully, I don't have any porn here when I unlock this. No, I don't. I have this game dev notepad open. So what Unity will basically give me, it will give me an editor, which is a big view where we will work in, a scene view, a hierarchy, project browser, an inspector panel. How much time will this take? Oh god, I think it's gonna take a while. Gonna take a while. Wait, I need to know something. Because I have all these windows open. How to minimize a window? Are these called windows in Linux? No idea. How to minimize a window in Linux? There must be a shortcut. There must be a shortcut here. Alt and F9. Alt and F10. No, but wait, it's this one. Oh no. What's the shortcut for minimizing this screen here? Super and H. Ah, I found it. I need to super. Okay. I'm back. So the shortcut is the super button and H. The key H. So while this builds and installs, I mean it's almost halfway there, but it's only 0 out of 3 completed. So if I assume that the next 2 steps will take the same amount of time, and I have a hunch that they will take even longer, I think I should do something else. Let's check what interesting things happened on Hacker News. Wait, let me sort by Ghost tchdy is now non-profit. What the hell is Ghost tchdy? Ghost. I don't even know if I'm saying this correctly. So this is a fast, feature-rich, and cross-platform terminal emulator that uses platform-native UI and GPU acceleration. So this terminal emulator has become very popular in the Linux and Mac OS communities because it's fast, it's minimal, and it's highly customizable. It's written in Zig. It should be fast. It should be minimal but configurable. I mean, when I say it should be, I meant it's designed to be. Maybe I should use designed to be. It's designed to be cross-platform, and it's designed to have good visuals. So how does it work? About Linux, help. These are the docs. Let's see how it looks like. By the way, I think before I left, I was talking about changing my I was talking. No, not this one, brother. By the way, I lost 7 subscribers while I was away. What's the name of this terminal? Ghost. Why do I have a feeling I always type an X? Yeah, I always type an XRT. Let me remove this one. Let me just make sure there is some sound coming out. I'm ditching Terminal and okay, terminal emulator tile list. Let's see. Well, let's see.
Here's a tier list of all of my favorite terminals and why I think they belong in each tier. Wed's term is unmatched in its popularity. It is an S tier terminal. Foot is a really good terminal that doesn't use a lot of power, but it's kind of hard to understand how it works under the hood. That's a B tier terminal, baby. Windows is also a B tier terminal. A lot of people who use Windows really love the Windows terminal, especially for WSL and PowerShell. Alacrity is a fast, Rust-based terminal emulator. I give it an S tier. It is great, but it doesn't support ligatures or image rendering out of the box. That's an A tier terminal. VS Code terminal is an F tier terminal. No further explanations needed there. And Kitty is one of the most beloved terminals there is. It has a ton of features. It's also spawned a lot of features for other terminals like the Kitty image rendering protocol for rendering images in terminals. That is an S tier. Warp, I think, has a lot of really great features and they sponsor a lot of open source projects. That's an A tier terminal. And my personal favorite, Ghostty, gets an S tier. It has tons of features and it's still in beta.
So it's Ghostty. It's not Ghostty. Ghostitties. It's Ghostty.
And all the rest of these terminals at the bottom, they're crap. Here's a tier list of all of my favorite terminals and why I think they belong in each tier. Wed's term is unmatched in its
Barely explaining why he put them where he did is my favorite part. Yeah, my man. Why? So we just should listen to your unsolicited advice. Bro, calling item 2 crabs probably rebellious. Ain't no way you put your foot and fucking Windows terminal in the same tier. Okay. Let me see how. Ooh, why is this guy? It's a guy or a girl. He just jumps out. Everything I type in, like there's a video down there of him. How to use and configure electricity. So are electricity and Ghostty the same thing? Electricity, but why is it only talking about electricity? Okay, here it is. The prime time. The prime time. Let's see what he has to say. By the way, how
all right, hey, look at me.
I'm loving the mustache. Like if he would jump into a time machine and found himself in the 1960s, he wouldn't look at all like he doesn't belong in that time period. Like the mustache is chef's kiss. First, let me just see. 0 out of 3. I said it's gonna take a long time.
Look at me. I'm feeling a little ghosty. You can kind of see through me, right? Well, that's because I just got done using Ghostty. I explored it for a couple hours on stream today, and I just kind of wanted to tell you about me using Ghostty and kind of some of my initial thoughts about it. Now, obviously, Ghostty is still in its private beta, meaning that only a few people get to use it. I've seen communication around the lines that it should be available by the end of the year, something like that for public use. I don't know the exact timelines. I mean, I did make a PR, a pretty impressive PR that changes floor to trunk, because or else you get odd behavior when it comes to using page up and page down. But whatever, you know, hey, hopefully it'll get accepted here. Anyway, so let me show you a little bit about Ghostty. We're running Ghostty right now. I'm also using it with tmux. Now that will be very important. But let me show you something I think is pretty cool about Ghostty. First off, everything's driven off of a config. It's in your XDG Ghostty config folder, right? And you can see these values. Now, if you take theme or you take background or you take shell integration features, and I open up this specific file called config, right here, source config, you can find those values in here. Now watch this. So if I go background right here, this is the type. I can see the type, I can see how it's used, and then I can specify it in my config. I can see exactly what the message is. If I want to actually have this as part of the documentation, I can go right here. Give me the default values plus the docs, and it'll show me all that. I can also just say, hey, give me all the default values. I can see all the default values for every single option. It's pretty fantastic. The config feels pretty easy to play around with. Kind of reminds me of the, what's it called? The, what is it? There you go, the tmux.
Sorry, I'm just still looking at his majestic mustache. Why is he wearing the hoodie over his head? Okay.
Control or the tmux question mark operation, where you can just see everything and how it's used and what it means. So it's a very similar feel. You just get to have everything shown to you right away. Another cool thing about Ghostty that I thought, at least I thought was pretty cool, is you can just list the themes, go through here, you can search for rose, pine, and boom, you can see right
I'm loving this. I'm loving this.
here, okay, rose, pine is one of them. So then when I go and I edit my config, I can actually say, hey, themes rose, pine. Now look at this. Now we're using rose, pine. pretty cool, right? I thought that was pretty cool. I really like that. It's really crisp. It feels really fast. It's a nice emulator. And most of all, it's written by somebody that I have a lot of respect for. And not only do I have a lot of respect for, you just got to check this out. I think he's been an excellent engineer. He said a lot of great things over the days. Let's go to Hashimoto right here. If you look at this, he has given $300,000 to the Zig Foundation. He's helping making the language a better, better for everybody. And Ghostty is a large Zig code base, which was really cool because that means when I looked at the code, it actually feels understandable. The thing about Zig that I really like is that it's a fairly easy language. Fair. For being a systems level language, I find that often they're like the hardest ones to really get good at, but Zig feels like a language that is much easier to get good at, and it's much easier to grok. It falls closer to, like, say, the Go side than the Rust side or the C++ side. And so that's just a really cool aspect about it. So those are like my 3 big wins for it. Really easy to configure and look up what the values are, or even just understand what they are in code. Obviously, the code base, fantastic. And then Mitchell just being an awesome dude. And so good reasons to use it. One thing that I find to be like less awesome is there's no session management, so I still have to use tmux. I would love to use a terminal that I don't have to use tmux anymore. It'd be nice to just have one thing that's configured, one script to make everything work. I know Westterm is probably that terminal.
So right now I'm split. I'm split between tchdy and Ghostty. I should find a solution by tomorrow. By the way, tmux is, and this is so funny because I always hear these concepts, and for me, like, what the fuck is a tmux? Tmux, I remember because I read about tmux when we were looking and reading the Kitty documentation before I went to my extended holidays. Tmux allows us to run multiple terminal sessions inside one terminal window and can keep them in the background, can reconnect to them anytime. So, you basically can have multiple windows open. You can be a real hacker instead of switching between tabs like a little child who just shut his pants. All right, so let me switch to here, and I'm just gonna write in big red letters to do. What do I need to do? Install research a terminal emulator. Let's think about this. I'm gonna do, maybe I do some comparisons here and there, but for now let me just write install research. So let's go back. What's my man say?
I just haven't used it. Okay, I know that because Sessionizer has been migrated. Somebody took the Sessionizer and turned it into, something for Westterm. So I'm happy about that. For those that don't know what Sessionizer does, you just fuzzy find to the project you want, and it launches a new project in there. And that way it's all tmuxified. And so if I end up quitting my browser, I can then open it back up later on. I can open it in a separate terminal, all that kind of stuff. And so I still love tmux. I don't know if I can ever get used to not having like little tabs down at the bottom, being able to select like every single project that I open up, the very first tab right here is always going to be Vim. This is always just Vim that's open, just the way it is. The next one is where I always usually execute all my commands and all that. And so not having that available is kind of like a deal breaker. So Ghostty, I just have to use the tmux. The end. And there you go. That's kind of like my first initial impressions of Ghostty. Is quick, awesome, nice. Now, if you like this kind of content and you want me to do more of this where I just talk about tech stuff, let me know. Send me the signals. Signals obviously being likes, subscribes, and comments, right? Like that's the best way to communicate to a YouTuber that what they're doing is something you like. I know this is weird, but for whatever reason, every YouTuber has to say this because it makes a massive difference. Press the like button.
By the way, and I'm saying something else. 1,000 subscribers, and I'm gonna show my ugly face. It's gonna be like a face reveal, a big one. But I'm definitely gonna do it after I clean this. Where I'm from, it rains a lot during the winter. And I think one of my support walls isn't thick enough. So there's like a bit of something. I don't know what it is. I hope it's not mold. So I just need to paint over it. But if you want to see my ugly face, hit that subscribe button. I don't like to beg.
like button. I don't know why I have to say that. Why don't you like the things you like? Why don't you name your kid after me? I don't know. I don't know the answer, but this is like life. I have to tell you to do something you want to do anyways. I don't get it. Anyways, so there you go. This is Ghosty. I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know if you want to see more of this because, oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. I've been wanting to talk about a little bit of, I got some things I want to talk about. First off, I've been doing the simulation testing and it's been pretty dang fun with simulation testing. Not only that, I also made my own logging format in Go. That was pretty fun to do. And not only that, I'm starting to actually play around and use just files to see like just the task runner. Is it actually good? Is it actually gonna be something I want to use all the time? I don't know, but it's fun. Lots of things I want to talk about with tech. So just let me know if you like this and I'll start doing it on this channel more regularly, okay? Hey, the name. Why do I have to tell you to press the like button? What kind of human are you? Just press it because you like it.
Okay, I'm gonna press the like button. For the mustache. For the mustache! I'd love to use a terminal where I don't have to use tmux. Alright, so this is another type of a discussion. I don't want to enter this right now because my computer is really slow. And it's really slow because you must be fucking kidding me. This will take a long time. This will take a lot of time. And 45 minutes in. It's 7:20. I should hit the gym at 8, hopefully. Afterwards, I'm going for a beer. Yeah. Fuck. Wait, it's installed? No, it's not. It is. Woo! Okay, let me just finish the Ghosty article. Ghosty's article. How do I download it? So it's only available for macOS and Linux. So I can pick a package, or I can build the source. It's gonna be a discussion in and around itself. I don't programming books that rewired my brain. Let me open this one as well. Let me go over the article. Ghost is now non-profit. I wasn't aware of Hack Club before, and wow, their fiscal sponsorship program is enormous. What is Hack Club? Mitchell Hashimoto, and Primetime has talked about him right now. He's a real programmer in the old vein. It's lovely to see him succeed. Ghosty is fantastic to use. There was a DevTools black hole era where if you got in that business, you were just giving things away and never got to reap the rewards. But then there was this era of founders who figured how to make it sticky and capture value in a Pareto optimal way. I love to see it. HashiCorp. A billionaire. What is HashiCorp? I'm learning new things. For example, I never heard. I don't know if it's shameful to say I haven't heard that. I don't know who Mitchell Hashimoto is. But I'm learning. I always found the fact that he named the company after himself. Why? Why is this important? Also, I love how his idea just got derailed because people mentioned other real companies, really successful companies that were named after their founders. All right. Right. Oh, this actually, no, this is what I like. When the hype dies down, there are real discussions. There are real discussions that are led. So someone is asking. I keep seeing Ghost in the news and I've tried it. But it feels just like another terminal emulator. Man, me most probably. This is coming from someone who spent 90% of the workday in the terminal, asking in good faith, could someone tell me what is special about Ghosty compared to alternatives? And someone answered,
these 3 books.
I love O'Reilly's books. I love how they put the most random animals on the cover. I don't know why I'm switching between tabs, man. My age ADHD is flaring up. So what's so special about Ghostty? Feels native and is built for each platform. This means I can use it, for example, familiar right-click context menu tabs and blah, 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 blah. I have the option to use the mouse as well as the keyboard, which I appreciate. It has sensible defaults with a zero configuration philosophy. A lot of the things I would need to fiddle with are already set. Two things that make it more popular: Michio Hashimoto and Zig. Let's see.
That's
Oh yeah, O'Reilly's books like the monster. Is this a wild hog on the cover? I love their books.
it. You can end the video right now. Books are the most misunderstood and underutilized resource in programming. That's why before I even get into the books, I want to teach you how to use programming books. For starters, if you're less than 1 year in your programming journey, forget it. You need more time in the saddle. Go code more. The way you can truly learn from programming books is by using the language and then reading the book in retrospect, because that's what any of the examples
Okay.
will click. I won't understand good practices in Zig if I have no idea what the bad practices are to begin with. And there's other benefits of reading books. It helps fix brain rot. It's one of the last few resources with deeply technical content that you can't just passively consume. Reading is ultimately
Agree.
much faster than watching, and books are just great for looking like a performative programmer with your local artisanal strawberry Labubu angel hair Dubai chocolate matcha latte. Dang, that was a mouthful. Now my second rule for programming books is to completely neglect non-technical books. That's because software engineering is so varied. Non-technical advice is completely different for a founding engineer in Silicon Valley or a fresh grad in Bangalore. Your circumstances are entirely different. But what doesn't change is the technical stuff, the code, the compiler, the intricacies of a language. Now with that out of the way, I want to start with the greatest book I've ever read, Programming or Not. It's The Structure and Interpretation of Computer Programs, also known as SICP. This book is basically a philosophy course disguised as a programming manual. It's written in Scheme.
I should maybe I should definitely do this book on stream. Let's see.
Which is essentially Lisp's younger, slightly more chill cousin. The kind of cousin that went to Boston University and played on console, instead of the Harvard tryhard who played on PC. In the beginning it looks like it's teaching you syntax, but halfway through you realize it's actually teaching you how to think about computation itself. It makes you see programs not as a sequence of steps as we normally understand it, but as a composition of ideas. You'll write functions that build other functions. You'll write an interpreter that understands other programs. And you'll begin to realize that programming isn't about writing code. It's about using certain constructs to express your thoughts. It sounds insane, but once you've gone through it, everything you write, it starts to feel more clean and deliberate. Computer systems, a programmer's perspective. This is one of those books that unlocks your third eye in programming. You stop pretending to know what memory is, and you can actually understand it. This book is literally full stack. You go from C down to assembly, machine instructions, caches, memory, the OS, and all the way to networks. A variable isn't just a thing that holds a number anymore. It's a specific location in memory sitting in a hierarchy of caches fighting for speed. You'll learn how that tiny CPU
Why are you using AI? I already noticed two sentences that were I think AI generated. I don't know if I'm correct in this. I think I am.
juggles
Why?
instructions,
Why?
and how your code actually gets compiled into binary. And the best lesson of all, learning that your operating system is just one giant scheduling circus, and why one misplaced pointer can destroy your entire program faster than the boomers with the economy. This is one of the books that I love the most.
This also AI generated. This is ChatGPT specific. I'm using both Gemini and ChatGPT. I can, with 92% accuracy, find if something is generated and which of these LLMs has generated it. That's second.
Because it teaches you what you're building on. And the next book is a great resource on how to build it, Designing Data-Intensive Applications. This one's like being handed a blueprint as to how modern software should work at scale. It's not necessarily about writing code. but it's about a blueprint as to how
What's the name
modern
of
software
the
should
third one?
work at scale. It's not necessarily about writing code, but it's about understanding the systems that basically run the internet. You'll understand how databases, queues, and storage systems talk to each other, how massive applications like Twitter, YouTube, and Uber, they're basically just moving data from one place to another and hoping it doesn't explode in transit. This book breaks down all the key data models and shows you the trade-offs behind each one. It also explains replication, consistency, and partitioning. Reading it feels like understanding how the sausage is made. And thankfully, instead of sausages, you'll instead learn how to design systems that survive failure and start thinking in terms of how information flows rather than just code. I love these books because it doesn't matter what you're learning. They have these core principles of programming that will stick anywhere, whether you're building some agentic AI that'll enable shareholders to unlock value within the first click, or a clock. The first book teaches you how to think about problems in programming. The second book teaches you how to understand the machine. And the final book gets you to think about scale. Now, these aren't easy books. You'll suffer a lot. You'll reread chapters, or skim read all of it because you're too dumb to finish it like me. But one day it'll click. It hasn't for me, but I'm hoping it does for you though. But there will be a day where both of us write a piece of code, see it run, and realize you understand every single layer it touches. And that's when you know your brain's been rewired. Another thing that's rewired my brain is Whisperflow, the sponsor of today's video. Now, I'm a certified double chapati brown boy, and
Fuck me. Can I skip this?
ever listened script, I just have to say dev setup explained, and boom, it's there.
Let me close this. I'm just writing books. I'll most probably find them. When I find them, oh, it's gonna be a lot of fun. But first of all, okay, let me reopen my game dev notepad. And another thing that I want to do is, okay, here, I finally installed this version of Unity. Labels. This basically means that the Unity team will support you for as long as possible. Not as long as possible, until the end of times. Okay, maybe not until the end of times, but for a fairly long time. Create a new project. A Unity project is basically the whole game folder. Inside it, we will find a lot of different components. I'm going to show you all of these. I'm going to pick Universal 2D. It's an empty project configured for 2D apps. It uses Unity's universal render pipeline. This is my project. So I have projects already. Unity Cloud project. Can I remove these projects? Wait, or even remove. I'm sorry, guys, but you are getting the little ejections. Yes, I'm removing them on another screen. Unity, okay. Done. And now if I add a new project, Universal 2D, create project. Okay, it's gonna let me just accept some terms and conditions. I can move this. Can I move this? I can move this here. All right. So it's building and creating our environment. Inside our environment, we will have a lot of different components. In our workspace, basically, we will have our full project. And we'll have assets, scenes, like scripts, sprites, and all of the other things. So what I created is a universal 2D template. And this specific template is optimized for 2D lighting, for shaders, for performance, for 2D visuals. Especially if you are creating, I don't know, let's say an isometric RPG, a Pokemon type game, Earthbound type game, stuff like that. It's gonna be perfect. That's perfect. So while this is building, the problem while this is building, I'm having with YouTube as of recently is that a lot of the content is AI generated and it's not organic. It doesn't feel natural. It doesn't feel like I'm connecting with a human being. It doesn't feel like a human being is sharing is sharing something of value to me. For example, move this here. Price of becoming exceptional and why it's worth it. I hope it's not, or the privilege of failure. I know that Veritasium is not using AI directly, but a lot of these other channels, 19 actually unique projects. Linus Tech Tips. And he's done a video with Linus Torvalds, and this is amazing. One of the funniest videos I've ever seen, like on YouTube, everywhere, is Linus telling I was dropping hard R's when I was little, like all the time, and his co-host is sweating because he's realizing he's gonna be jobless most probably. And then he asks him to clarify, like, what do you mean? Wait, let me find this. It's so funny. No, I wanted to watch these videos. Oh, damn! I wanted to watch these videos, man. How to be exceptional.
I mean, it's been kind of eye-opening. I've just randomly here and there picked up episodes of old shows that I hadn't watched in a long time from like the early 2000s, and just the casual the casual sort of gay humor, casual use of the hard R.
Oh, really?
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring now. And for
Casual use of hard R.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like okay, it was an episode of American Dad. And it was just
Really?
like, yeah, it wasn't for shock value. It was just like used.
Whoa.
Right? Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? That was in 2003 or something, like 2002.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then, because we didn't, the term
Oh man, his reaction.
hard R didn't even exist. We didn't think about it, right? And it's funny because to me that doesn't feel like that long ago, but to my kids,
Are you talking like N-word hard R?
what? No,
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's how people
Oh man, this is funny.
use that term.
no,
I think
that's
so.
the N word. What are you guys talking about? Am I mistaken?
I think so.
No, the one with the for mental disability.
I'm pretty sure people use hard R in a very different way than you just used it.
Oh. Okay, either
Hard
way.
R means ending
I
the
understand.
N-word
I
with
understand.
a hard R.
I understand what you mean. No, I'm not talking about that. Okay, cool. So I'm glad that
I'm
we have
freaking
cleared
That sigh of relief.
that
Neo
up.
over here, dude. We're dodging bullets. That
Yeah.
was bad.
Okay, yes.
All right.
Thank you for that. Right. I forgot about the part where I said, yeah, I just used it. Yeah, no, actually.
That's why I was pretty surprised with American Dad, and then you were like, "Yeah, me too." I was like, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
Okay,
no, you've
all
known
right.
me a long time.
Wait, the way Luke just says, while he's talking about, while he's thinking about the fallout from this is hysterical. Luke having physical whiplash when Linus says I used it all the time. That empty look when he says,
The term hard R didn't even exist. We didn't think about it.
It's like he's already trying to remember his LinkedIn password and if all the recruiter connections are still active. American Dad. I have no idea what kind of a cartoon this is. Is this created? Yeah, Seth MacFarlane. I can see the aesthetic of the characters. I might need to find a new job on Monday. That is gold.
We didn't think about it.
Wait.
deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then because we didn't even, the term hard R didn't even exist. We didn't think.
Oh man, this was so funny. But okay, let's continue. Have we built this? I think we did. Oh shit, it's slow. It's slow. I'm still compiling some things. Alright. I can wait. I can wait. So maybe while this is building, there is something going on in others. There is something loading. But while this is loading, let me just show you. We have the hierarchy, which will show everything that exists in our currency. We have the camera. We have the light. I think I can turn the light on and off. All right. The background will be here. Sprites will be here. Enemies will be here. The UI canvas will be. Also, we have the inspector. So the inspector will show the properties. I mean, I'm just gonna go quickly through this because I think the best way to learn this is by working on it. But okay, the inspector shows the properties of the objects we select. If we select a sprite, it will show a position, scale, rotation. If we select the camera, it shows what projection, maybe some environment properties like the background color, volume, things like that. Blah blah blah. Also, we have the project here. Hierarchy are okay. The difference between hierarchy and the project is that the hierarchy contains all the things that are currently placed in this specific scene, and this will contain all the files in our game, right? I could also add a sprite. I won't do this because I'm gonna create a real project. Actually, this will be a real project. I just want to go over the basics. So how to add a sprite? I can just, I think, add my image inside assets, and then I can drag it here into hierarchy. I won't do any of this right now, as I said. So how to code in Unity? Unity uses C# scripts. The scripts need to follow Unity's rules. They need to be inside here. The script name should have the same. Can I not create a new? Wait, create. Where's create? C# script. Where's script? Maybe like this. Let's code player movement. Is this? Can I zoom it in? No, I can't zoom it in. It just seems like it's not. Wait, what's up? Yep. Why can't I move this? I can move this. All right. Now it's a bit more visible. So this is the script that we created. Unity creates a file named playermovement.cs. Now, if I click on the script, so it opened it in the terminal. I would love to open it in the VS Code. I'm gonna configure this later. Let me close this. I think I can do edit references. Is there an external tool? Why is it so slow, man? I have 64 gigs of RAM. Why is it so slow? Edit preferences. Well, I'm getting hungry. External tools. External script editor. But I should have VS Code here. I'm just gonna add this into my to-do. Unity VS Code. And that's it. I think that's it. The simplest things explained. In the next episode, I mean not next episode, it's gonna be this episode. I just need to hit the gym, and when I come, why can't you turn this off? Is it broken? No, I just can't turn it off. Okay. Oh, it's really slow. It's really slow. How much is OBS taking 2.2% of my CPU? Why is it so slow then? Alright, hopefully it isn't like this when I edit it. But that's basically it. I'm just gonna shut all of this down. For now, I'm gonna hit the gym, and you're gonna think that I came back almost immediately, but it's gonna pass some time. A certain amount of time. So, thank you. Actually, this is not the end of the video. Let's just pretend I'm right back. Let's take a little break from coding. I want to show you something that I found that is really interesting. And it's called Guess the Game Puzzle. I already did this one, and I actually guessed it on the first go. If I'm not mistaken, this is the World at War, the 5th Call of Duty. I think it was released in 2008 or something. Ah! This was a good game. This was... Oh! Oh no. This was a really good game. So, yeah. This is great. So basically how this works is that you have different tips, so to say. And for example, the first image is only... Oh, can I see the source? Yes, I can. But the first image is a part of the whole screenshot. You can see only a couple of barrels, something is burning in the background, things like that. The second one, some things are more visible. Maybe the crosshair might tip some people on what is happening here. The third one, okay, so there's a gun, there's the original platform, so we basically know when it might, when it could have been released. It's a first-person shooter. Oh, here you have this. So by this point, you should have created like an image of what this is, 2008. And if I click 6, it's gonna show some gameplay. I already played this game a long time ago, so I remembered it. I think there are more of these. Oh, okay. Wait. Can I see all of them somehow? Is it here? No, here? No. This is Call of Duty. I can go back. 1307. All right. 1307. I don't know this game. What's this? Legend of Zelda, maybe? I have no idea. I never played any Legend of Zelda games. Wait, there are some tips here. Correct, incorrect, correct franchise. The original platform is a platform the game was originally released on. And any platform it was released on within the first 6 months. Why? Am I crazy or has the background darkened? So it's not The Legend of Zelda. It's darkening. Look at this. And now it's lighting up. The brightness is increased. Okay. So let's do this. I have no idea. Is this Fable? Fable? No. Is this Piccolo? This must be some Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball. Let me just hit Dragon Ball and see if... But I don't know. Am I supposed to get like these feedback colors here or what? Fight, flee, intimidate. So it's a tactical RPG. Dragon. I know about this game. So it's called Dragon Quest. There are thousands of them. Dragon Quest. Because I know that Akira Toriyama also provided the designs and the artwork for this game. 8. Ah, I guessed it. Dragon Quest 8, Dragon Quest 8. Ah, so how? But this is stupid. I mean, it's not stupid, but it should have shown me these feedback colors as soon as I guessed it. Why doesn't? Dragon Quest. All right, let's go back. I'm gonna do 2-3 more just to get in the mood, and then I will do some productive work. What could this be? I love the magnifying glass that doesn't actually magnify anything, it just makes it more blurry. Like, even if I guessed it won't show me that I'm correct. I think it's this whole north. It's one of these Dishonored ones, is it? No. Ah, so it's not Dishonored. It's a cross. There are some fire guys. 83. The Metacritic score is. Wait, is it Hogwarts? Hogwarts Legacy. No, it's not. PS5, PC, Xbox. I have no idea what this is. Dying Light. It's something with. No, it's not. Something with something. Ah, I have no idea what this game is called. Marvel was versus Capcom. No, it's some Marvel game. I don't like Marvel. I don't like superheroes. I didn't even like them when they were older. When everyone was waiting for the end game and all of that. To me, it was always a bit not childish. I think the comics are fun, but the movies and what they turned these comics into, it's like it's supposed to tell like a serious story, but it's full of slapstick and bullshit and quips, and it's just bad. Ah, Midnight Suns. I'm on a roll, baby. How much am I? I'm streaming for 7 minutes. Let's do another one. Civilization. 6, 7, 8. 7, 6, 81 Metacritic score. Ah, I know one. Strategy game set in World War II, and this is Company. I'm on a roll, baby. Let's go back. Is this Bioshock? Bioshock Infinite? Vice. Soma? What the hell? PS3, PS4, PC. It's an older game. It's like from 2010. Vice. Why is it in German? Vice means clue, yeah. Does it mean clue? Vice. Meaning. Hint. It's like a hint. I have no idea what this is. This be like a Call of Duty game? What Call of Duty game? 5. No, the 5 is Black Ops. What the hell is this, man? Ah, it's one of those Wolfenstein games. Like these games are really shit. I don't like them. The New Order. All right. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. I'm just gonna write here. I stopped at 1303. One three zero two actually. If I beat this one, it's a fork. Something lying here. Okay, I know what this is. This is. I mean, there's this co-op game. It's best co-op games. I remember this. I remember It Takes Two. It Takes Two. No, It Takes. It reminds me of it. I remember seeing a fork. No, it's not It Takes Two. 70%. 70%. So it's an average game. Guess the house, guess the angle. Oh, guess the game, guess the audio. There's a lot of these here. No idea. Wait, let me zoom a bit. So maybe I could leave this on the side like this, and here I can pull up something interesting to watch. And I will. Let me just see. Vim magic. I wish to share with other wizards. Let's see.
So, coming at you with a bit of Vim magic today. I learnt this recently.
Okay, let me. Headphones.
And I thought it would be really useful to share. So, say we have a word in a file we want to change. We've got this word failed, and we want to change it to succeeded. So what we would normally do is we'd use the substitute command, preface it with percent to say we want to run for every line in the file. It's %s, and then we're going to say failed, and then we're going to change that to succeeded, like this, right?
I did this. If you watch one of my older videos where I created a project in which I built a Lisp language from scratch, you will actually see that I use this quite often, this technique. I mean, I forget it from time to time, but I did use it often. What else do you have for me?
But we can make it quicker. So what we
I love this guy's set. Look at this. It looks like I'm watching him through the peephole. Oh man. I should also, by the way, and I will also show my face on camera.
What we can do.
I just need to buy this green screen thing to put behind me because I have a lot of trash.
If we put the word failed into our search register, which can be done by just hitting asterisk or hitting hash, and then we run the substitute command, we no longer need to populate that first bit of the substitute command. We can leave it completely empty, and we can just say succeeded, like this. And what that's going to do is it's going to use the search register for that first bit of the substitute command, and there we go. It works nicely. So
Interesting.
that's really helpful, but what is also really useful to know is that that also works for vimgrep. So we've got a big code base here, and we want to change failed to succeeded in, you know, lots of files. You know, there's files in the directories, there's files in the directories, blah, 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 blah. So what we can do is we can say vimgrep / because we're going to use the search registry. I'm going to add a J here so that we don't immediately jump to the first map.
Okay, I never use search registry with Vim, so let's see.
And then I'm going to say ****, which is going to be any file, you know, in any directory. It's going to search recursively. And I'm going to add a .txt just so it's only looking in those files. Right? We're going to run this, and then that's going to populate the quick fix list, which is really awesome. We can open that with copen, right? And we can see every match in here. And if we only want to edit certain...
Recently, I've been trying out different terms.
So coming at you with a bit of Vim magic today. I learned this recently and I thought it would be really useful to share. So say we have a word in a file we want to change. We want this word failed and we want to change it to succeeded. Jump to the first match, and then I'm going to say *****, which is going to be any file, you know, in any directory. It's going to search recursively, and I'm going to add a .txt just so it's only looking in those files. Right? We're going to run this, and then that's going to populate the quick fix list, which is really awesome. We can open that with copen, right? And we can see every match in here. And if we only want to edit certain matches, we could go through and, you know, edit matches individually. But what is nice is that we can run cdo, which is going to run a command for every match in the quick fix list, or if we want, we can run cfdo, which is going to run a command for every file that has a match in the quick fix list. We're going to say %s / succeeded / and then we're also going to have to add a pipeline and say write, just so that because we're editing multiple files, we need to make sure we write after we run the command, right? And if we run this, we can see it's written. Then if we just do a quick vimgrep for succeeded, like this, we can see in our quick fix list here that it's worked. Okay, so that's really useful. One tip is that if we go to our vimrc, we can set auto write to true, so that way I don't have to pipe, I don't have to add the pipe and add write. And also I'm going to turn off the netRGW ban because that's really useful. And then also I'm going to make it so vimgrep will always open the quick fix list after I use it. Okay, so we're back where we were. So let's go to our file, get this in our search register. Then we can do vimgrep / j *****.txt, right? And then we've got our quick fix list again. So what we can do as well, which is really useful, is that this quick fix command cfdo works for other commands too, so like normal. So this is where it becomes really powerful. We can say for every file that has a match, we can go to the end of the file, open a new line, and say hooray. And let's run that, and we can see that's run. And we can even quickly do a vimgrep for hooray, and we can see that it's added it into each of our files here, which is awesome. Anyway, I hope these tips are useful, and yeah, see you.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. What else do we have here? What else is that has the YouTube algorithm provided for me? Unique projects that get you a job. I'm willing to put my hand into a fire. Okay, let's make sure. Let's see. Let's test it. Developers are obsessed with this. Let me just finish this game. I don't know that is this Ratchet? Cool, the Ratchet and Clank. I know this game. Alice Madness Returns. Man, I'm on fire. 1303. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna increase the size of my main window. My brother's programming achievements are insane.
Herman, have you programmed like a whole database for a country before? Database management for like a government type deal?
Oh, that is funny. One of my earliest contracts was for the largest real estate holder in the world. Imagine a place that has more real estate than all of Russia combined. Russia is the largest country and has more.
Man, my man Herman is the stereotypical German, but
more real estate than any other country.
Wow.
So I got a contract with somebody that
I fucking hate. This is what I wanted to comment. I hate this background music. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate this the TikTokerization of normal content on YouTube. I hate it.
Had even more real estate than that.
My God.
And I actually wrote a real estate project management and real estate property management software for that.
So let me ask you this question then. Is that still in use today, and does it just work so well that they never needed you again?
Well, it was in use for a long, long time, and I would say at least 3 decades.
Oh, wow.
But then at some point, some genius level salesmen came in out of nowhere and sold them the most expensive management software on the planet.
Which took how many developers to make?
Well, I mean, that company has 15,000 employees.
Right, 15,000
And
employees.
so,
Instead of one.
the software cost over 100 million.
Right?
But my software lasted for about 30 years. in that
Wow.
place.
Wow. Herman,
Herman, my man. One of my greatest concerns about the future of civilization is that folks like Herman here are retiring and the people coming after them simply cannot fill their shoes. I think this is generally the truth with the modern generations. I don't want to call the alphas and the Zs idiots, but I think it has been proven that the quality of education and the quality of the students and generally the quality of professionals in any industry is falling off at an alarming rate. So back in the 90s and before, software was written to be efficient. Now it's a full-time job just finding bugs. Yeah, now you have teams of 10 people working on a project in a team, and you can have multiple teams. So I programmed a huge fleet management solution, DBase, Clipper, a military training simulator, a neural network model, and many more lovely pieces of software in various languages. This reminds me of the Blade Runner speech. By the way, you need to subscribe. I lost 7 subscribers while I was on my sabbatical, while I was exiled. When I remember the work of the people that came before me and the things they build, not only in programming, and the fact that after time passes, we won't see or hear about these great achievements. I feel like this. I feel like the melancholy is hitting me.
Attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I watched sea beams glitter in the dark near the 10-house gate. All those moments will be lost in time. Like tears in rain.
Really emotional scene. Also, if you haven't watched Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner, the new one is also amazing, but if you haven't watched the original Blade Runner, you need to do it. Best 90. Okay, I want to see this. First of all, I love the thumbnail. Ooh, you think when you're young you have all this time. Okay, I'm gonna finish all these 3 videos, and then I'm
You
gonna
have
go
built
back
the
to.
to-do list, you have built the calculator, you have built the weather app, and you are still not getting interviews, still not impressing anyone, still feeling like a tutorial zombie. That ends today. These 19 projects are so unique, so stupidly cool that make your friends go, holy shit, can you teach that to me? And the best part, they are all beginner friendly. Code, a website that roasts you based on your Spotify history, or Valorant stats, or anime watch list. Go to Spotify for Developers and read their documentation. This will tell you how to set up APIs to fetch your users' listening history. Then go to Google AI for Developers and learn how to set up Gemini's API. The flow is very simple. You fetch users' data and then create a prompt asking Gemini to roast your user based on their Spotify history. This project is stupidly fun and stupidly educational. Not only do you learn how to read documentation and build an application completely by yourself, it's also a very fun app to try out with your friends. AI Meeting Assistant. Create an AI app that generates professional responses.
All right. I had a feeling before I watch this that these will be just LLM generated ideas, but I don't think they are. I think these are pretty good things.
Responses on the spot in a meeting. Imagine you're in a meeting, someone asks you a question, you panic, and your app instantly whispers a super polished, corporate sounding answer into your ear. It's much simpler than you think. First, use a voice to text algorithm that continuously transcribes the meeting. Upon a trigger event from the user, such as pressing a button, create a new thread where you take the transcript and dump it in an SLM. That would be a small language model like Llama or Quen via Olama, a tool for running lightweight models locally. This won't help you cheat in interviews, but it will open your doors to the world of SLMs and make you sound smarter in meetings. Fortunately, that depends on your programming skills. Well, future iterations of this project can include a GUI, better context, and kernel level implementation for reasons. Next, we have a project that turns you into a real programmer. Make your own shell. Shell is a tool that is deeply tied to every programmer's fate, like some Core's Destiny item in Elden Ring. You can dodge frameworks, you can dodge lead code, you can even dodge Linux, but you cannot escape the shell. It's literally everywhere. Most languages have native libraries that includes the APIs that will directly help you implement the most basic commands. But the most fun part is where you grab a wizard's hat and start implementing your own commands. For example, you can create shortcuts to launch applications, fast search files, play music, take screenshots, chat to AI, shell auto-completion, search YouTube videos, open a random lead code question, and integrate NLP support to run automated commands. Bookchores, a site that generates an image for every single page of any book you upload. You take a PDF file as an input, and then for every...
Okay, this is actually fun. Let me write this. What's the name? Bookchores?
Page, you generate an image based on the text of that page and the context of previous images and paragraphs. Once you have all the pages ready, create a UI where the reader can see the page and its corresponding image side by side. You'll have to research on ways to convert PDF to text, the most suitable diffusion models for the use case, write the core algorithmic logic, then create a backend and a front end to showcase it, preferably using fast API. I love this project because you can display how stunning this project looks and feels. There is another unique project that combines programming with generative AI, which recruiters have developed a passion for. Alright, let's dial up the fun meter. Next we have AI Hunger Games. Download models from Olama and create 8 personalities of them. Each time you ask a question, every model generates an answer and then they vote on which answer is the best. The LLM with the least votes in 8 rounds gets eliminated and replaced by a new auto-generated personality. You'll find very interesting results, like the secret ways different AIs use to communicate with each other, to form alliances, and even collude against you, the creator. AI personalities will evolve over time similar to GAN algorithm, making this philosophical experiment worthy of a research paper. Where is my money going? This project aims to solve the problem of every salaried class worker. Like, this problem really needs to get fixed. Users upload their bank statements and your program reads it through OCR and converts it into text. The problem is that this text is very janky and unorganized. Unless you design an algorithm for each bank, that will be very time consuming and pointless, because instead you'll use an LLM that will transform this into an organized dataset. And once you have a table, you can use it to draw several insights and dictate the user's spending habits, like a pie chart of which apps draw how much money, a time versus debit graph, second layer of LLM for labeling, savings rate versus spending rate, anomaly detection, and a lot more stuff. You can build the same dashboard for a video game. Go to their website and search what data you can fetch through their APIs. You can do this for stocks, browser history, anime history, and practically any data you produce. Now, what type of data that you're producing?
Sorry, I was writing some of these projects. I might be starting them, but let's see.
You're not even aware of is being used by apps like Instagram and TikTok from years to predict if you're bored, happy, lonely, angry, etc. So the algorithm
You know what? This is really cool.
Susceptible to the data I'm talking about is your cursor movements, clicks, touches, and swipes. I know very well. Let's build this. There are very few datasets for this kind of task, but at least there are. You can also create your own novel dataset and release it to public on Kaggle, and then launch a complete research paper based on your experiments. BitTorrent Client. This is an amazing project to practically learn the concepts of networking. And if you tell someone you have one type of data that you're producing, constantly data you produce. Now, one type of data that you're producing. You can build the same dashboard for a video game. Go to their website and search what data you can fetch through their APIs. You can do this for stocks, browser history, anime history, and practically any data you produce. Now, one type of data that you're producing constantly that you're not even aware of is being used by apps like Instagram and TikTok from years to predict if you're bored, happy, lonely, angry, etc. So the algorithm can show products in your face that you are most susceptible to buy. The data I'm talking about is your cursor movements, clicks, touches, and swipes. I know very well. Let's build this. There are very few datasets for this kind of task, but at least there are. You can also create your own novel dataset and release it to public on Kaggle, and then launch a complete research paper based on your experiments. BitTorrent Client. This is an amazing project to practically learn the concepts of networking, and if you tell someone you have made this, they'll assume you're some kind of a genius, even though it's pretty simple. First, convert the .torrent file into JSON dictionary that will give you the tracker's address, then communicate with the tracker to send you a list of peers. Once that's done, you can start downloading different pieces of the file. If you're interested in more low-level projects, then I highly recommend you to check out CodeCrafters. They cycle free projects every month, and you'll get a 40% off if you click the link in the description. Amazon Shopping Assistant. I created this project 2 years back because finding any good quality product on Amazon is really time consuming. This is a Chrome extension that scrapes the reviews and ratings of the currently open Amazon product and generates highly accurate AI generated summaries. Unlike this useless crap, but don't think it's just a GPT wrapper. The real challenge here is the scraping logic. Amazon's pages are basically a maze. Tech products, fresh groceries, clothing, each category has its own weird.
A lot of these pages have pretty complex syntax for the UI, and even if you create a decent scraper, there's no promise that it will stay like this in the next short time period. They might change it in the next month or so. So maybe I'm gonna skip this and all the other scraping projects, because I did a lot of work on scraping, and the worst thing about scraping data is not the fact that you need to extract it, is the fact that because this data is continuously being scraped, periodically, most probably in the background using some tasks, the fact that only after a month of you setting your project up, things can go out of the control. So I don't like scraping very much.
And the 3 little reviews Amazon shows you aren't really a lot of data. You've got to pull all the reviews from the backend pages, filter them, structure them, and then merge everything into one seamless extension. If you want a project that pushes your skills in programming, data stripping, and building actual browser extensions people will use, then this is a killer one to tackle. Fandom Sort. Just like the sorting hat website from Harry Potter, make a personal test for your favorite franchise. For example, you can create a quiz to predict your nin ability from Hunter x Hunter, your emotions from Inside Out, or your roles from Valorant. This is probably the best way to learn CRUD applications and RESTful APIs. You'll have a simple QA in the front end and character type processing logic in the backend. To determine category of a user, you can create a tree of if-else statements, or if you're daring enough, create a small mock dataset and train a decision tree like random forest on your data. Another idea is to let an LLM like Grok decide your user's fate. Phone Locker. This is an app that literally locks your phone. Your user won't be able to use it until the timer expires. Why would anyone want to use it, you ask? Well, this is meant to help users focus on productive tasks and overcome their phone addiction. Naturally, this comes with high extensibility, such as forcing the user to log for at least X number of hours that keep growing every week, or their usage stats and a habit tracker and a currency to encourage them to lock their phone. I can keep going on forever, so let's just hop on to the next project. Reddit Sentiment-Based Stock Prediction. This is another project that I created a few years back, and to my surprise, it predicted the outcome of certain stocks extremely well. You essentially monitor which stocks are being discussed in the top posts and threads on the most accurate stock discussion forums, and only extract posts that talk about the future outlook of a particular stock. Chances are, if an outlook is heavily voted, then the prediction is true. You give the context of the post, including the comments, to a generative AI that extracts the stock name and the outlook as positive, negative, or neutral. Users can filter the list by daily, weekly, monthly, and annually. The reason I chose Reddit is because they are quite influential bunch of smart-ass people. You can export the results to an Excel sheet or a clean UI. Wordle Clone. This is a simple game where you try to guess a word by some hints. Pretty straightforward to code and very cool to show off. You can also create spin-offs like Dawdle Waddle, Don't Waddle, Evil Waddle, etc. Rapify, a Spotify rap but anytime you want. Create a slick data-packed experience that shows off listening habits in the most addictive way possible. Go to Spotify for developers and learn how to use their API. The rest is up to your data visualization and UI UX skills. It makes a resume that destroys and makes baddies go nuts. Just make sure to adhere to Spotify's guidelines on handling copyright material, or your project will never see the light of the day, just like mine. Discord bot. Build a custom Discord bot for my visualization and UI UX skills.
Make sure to what?
Resume that destroys and makes baddies go nuts. Just make sure to adhere to Spotify's guidelines on handling copyright material, or your project will never see the light of the day, just like mine. Discord bot. Build a custom Discord bot for my server. I am dying to get one. Okay, but for real, a Discord bot is one of the best beginner projects because you get instant feedback, real users, and endless ways to extend it. So you can create a bot that uses NLP to run commands, like send a summary to my email, or what tasks are pending in my to-do list, or command it to respond with a dad joke every time someone types a question. This project provides instant gratification because how easy it is to set up. Creativity is your limit here. Another fantastic place to get project ideas is Kaggle. No, I'm not talking about these. I'm talking about these. There are hundreds of fun datasets in every possible niche on Kaggle, and analyzing data on a topic that you are deeply interested in hits 2 targets from 1 arrow. Once your visualizations or ML model is ready, create a simple front end to display them. If you don't know web dev, then give up, man. This field ain't for. Just kidding. Just use Streamlit. Time Capsule, an app that sends your memories to the future. Literally, users can log certain files and memories in your database.
I love this video. I had no expectations, and I really liked it. The projects are innovative. I haven't seen any of these projects mentioned in any of the videos before. They're really cool projects. I really like this guy.
database for a certain amount of time, after which the capsule opens and creates fake AI videos of your memories. Nah, just kidding. The capsule opens and that memory is mailed to everyone you added to the mail list. It's one of those projects that sounds simple but secretly teaches you databases, cron jobs, encryption, scheduling, async processing, S3 buckets, and SMTP. Basically the backend skills that companies drool over. It's time for the final project, and this is not going to be a specific one, but a video game in your favorite programming language. Everybody wants to make a game someday, but most people imagine AAA Unreal 3D graphics and give up instantly. Most people don't know, but you can build complex games in basically any programming language, and it'll teach you 20 times more than your 8 semesters in college. You can build a Slater.io, a simulation game, or just copy a good one from Roblox or Crazy Games. Oh my god, if you're watching this, you're in the 20% viewers who actually made it this far. This means you have the determination to build what it takes. If you're interested, please join our community server to keep sharing your progress. It makes building in public much more motivating and get you free testers and feedback. And thanks for watching, Man Bear!
I love this guy. Now,
Hey, how's it going? So
wait.
you
You
slept with
think when you're young, you have all this time? I do have trouble with, I don't know if this video will be related to procrastination and lack of discipline, but I do have a lot of issues with this. I could have days when I would just be not even tired, not even fed up with work. I would just be, what's the right word? Maybe drained from all the motivation in my life, and the only thing I would want to do in this moment is lie in my bed and wait for the day to end. So lately I started reading, because this time it was the worst. I went to this company meeting, I came home sick, and then I did nothing for a week. So I thought to myself, I need to be more productive, I need to do more, I need to work more, and reading and absorbing other motivational resources, I think it's good. So let's see, what's this?
1,000 men. 1,000 men. Not 900. You slept with 1,000 men. 1,000 men. Not 999 in 12 hours.
Yeah, well, 1,057. I hit the 1,000.
Now this is someone who takes their job very seriously. To be honest, I wouldn't be close to this woman in a radius of 10 meters.
I'm still 57 men queuing. I couldn't say to them, sorry guys, I know you just got in a long shift waiting, but you can't lunch, you need to go home. Of course I'm like,
One day in the gym, 1 day in the gym is basically imperceivable. 2 days in the gym, you don't recognize any change whatsoever. 100 days in the gym, and you're almost a new person.
You got that day, you woke up, you put your shoes on, you went for a run, you worked out your driveway, you got a good day in. That's sometimes all you need to do and decide, this is what I do from now on, I have good days. Tomorrow's gonna be another good day, and I'm gonna force myself into another good day. And the next thing you know, I've got some momentum. You got some momentum, you can change everything.
Consistency of work. Monday, get better. Tuesday, get better. Wednesday, get better, right? And you do that over a period of time. You know, not like 1 month or 2 months. I mean, it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And then you can get to where you want to go.
Because you have put the practice in that you know this is the process. It's such a daunting task, but you still have the conviction that I know I can do this. When you put that practice in every day, you lace them up. I mean, Brian, it's just a metaphor for life. You lace them motherfuckers up every day. Pretty soon you win. Pretty soon you'll fuck.
I will trade everything that I have for the one thing that you have. I go, what's that? And he said, youth.
You think when you're young that you have all this time. You have no time.
Life is shorter than you think.
There's no time. Like, I'm 54 years old right now. Like that. I mean, it just fucking flew by.
You don't have nearly as much time as you think you do. It goes very fast.
There is no tomorrow. Fuck that shit. Let's get all this shit done today.
If you are somebody that jerks off in the morning, no wonder you're so depressed. No wonder you don't get anything done. You wake up from sleeping, which is the easiest task to do, and then you decide to bust a nut first thing in the morning. What are you doing? Go take a cold shower. Get straight into work. Get yourself set up, and then start doing the hard shit as soon as possible. Don't scroll. Guys, the modern man cannot be bothered to do hard shit because everything is so easy. And they sit around and they complain and they say, oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm lonely. I'm this. I'm that. I have all these problems. You're burying yourself in the problem.
To be honest, I masturbate in the morning, so yeah.
It's all you, man.
I wasted my teen years chasing lust, addiction, dopamine, and the one thing I wish I would have known sooner is that you have to be present to take action. Don't think about the future. Don't worry about the outcome. Just worry about yourself in the present moment. Every week is 2% of the year. I stopped putting things off to the side. I started taking action because I realized that no one's coming to save me. Those things, the excuses, the validation of the excuses, and to put things off to the side was no more. I realized that change wasn't just going to come over time. Change was in the fate of my hands, and I had the decision to change my life and to live the life that I missed out on. I missed out on so much fun and friendships and lifelong memories, and yet I was stuck in my ways because I always put things off to the side. Your excuses may be valid, but in the end they are still excuses. I knew that the life I wanted to live was on the other side of all the difficult work I had put off. Let yourself thrive, be present, take action, because every single day quite literally matters.
But to gain that fucking confidence, you have to fucking be willing to pull yourself out of bed, pull yourself out of a funk, pull yourself out of whatever the fuck life is throwing at you to gain that confidence. By the fucking time the run was over, I was like,
this is actually a pretty good advice. And usually David Goggins for me is a bit over the top, but everything he says makes sense. I've been doom scrolling much more lately than I usually do. And I have these moments of lucidity when I take my phone and I realize, oh man, I'm wasting my time. And in these moments of lucidity, instead of just, swiping to whatever next reel or whatever Reddit post you wanted to read next, instead of doing that, instead of lying in the nothingness, I should just say, oh, okay, bam, I got a moment of clarity. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do 5 minutes of something. 5 minutes work, enough for the beginning, for starting. Later we will see.
I was like, fuck you, motherfucker. I once again beat your ass.
This is the life. Today we smile, next day we cry, and sometime when tough time come, we have to make sabr, Patience is the key. And I think my advice is, first of all, you guys have to understand what happened with you guys. This is for reason.
If you love your parents, how can you still be sitting home playing video games being a lazy piece of shit? Don't you want people to remember that? Don't you want people to think, wow, who's this person who raised this amazing person? That, in and of itself, should be endless motivation. If anyone's watching this, you can't be a loser anymore. Otherwise, they're going to be forgotten along with you.
You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. Now think about that. If you want to attract what you want, you've got to see yourself already with it. You've got to understand that you've already got it. Use your imagination. See yourself already in possession of the good.
I mean, half of these people are not... they didn't make their success in a way for you to admire them and to be inspired by them. So I don't know.
That will flip your mind onto a specific frequency, and you do think on frequencies. It's on that frequency that good you desire is going to start coming toward you, and you will start moving toward it.
Nothing's ever going to be given to you. Everything's going to be earned. If you don't go out there and put in the work, you don't go out and put in the effort, one, you're not going to get the results. But two, and more importantly, you don't deserve it. You didn't earn it.
If you don't change what you're doing and how you do it, nothing else will change.
Once you change one thing, your mindset, you can attack everything.
You cannot change your life unless you change something.
If you will change, everything will change for you.
Nobody else at the moment has the power to change you unless you have that initial spark and say, I must do something. I don't want this anymore.
It sucks, but you have a choice to make. Do you want to sit down and go back to that guy you once were? No. So this is what it takes.
In order for something new to come, something old must go.
Something in you has to wake up. And usually the only person that can wake it up is you.
Set up a schedule and just do the work. Free from how you feel.
I like real people. People that are struggling and want to do well in their life and want to work. I met, the more famous I become, the more ingrates and the more bums I've met. I mean, I must be in the wrong circle. This being famous is not always cooked up to be.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
Yeah, dude, you should just be 23 and enjoy your life. Who told you that?
My mom.
Exactly. Your mom's going to tell you, enjoy your life, because she, somewhere along the line, quit. Or she didn't enjoy it.
Is this Charlie Kirk?
She doesn't know what I know.
Man.
You should freaking hustle right now. You should not enjoy your life at 23. You're not entitled to enjoy your life at 23. You should suffer right now, pay the price, do the work, make the connection so you can enjoy a life.
I get some pent-up energy. So let's watch this as well. And then I'm gonna start editing. I have the first part of around 1.5 hours. The first part I'm gonna cut down. The second part will be this. I don't think I'm gonna edit this down. And I'm gonna upload it, hopefully tonight. So let's do this.
So I moved my microphone a little bit closer. Hopefully the audio quality is way better now. Anyway, I made a massive list of...
I love her environment. I love whatever theme she's using. I love the editor here. It's another editor. What's this? Some CSS. Okay.
Of all of the most helpful Linux and command line related resources that I know of, so sites and tools and programs, basically anything that has helped me learn or understand Linux and the command line. To start with, I wanted to highlight what I think is potentially the most important, which is supergrub to disk. This has saved me in a pinch twice now, where I couldn't boot into my system, and it was like at a really critical time. I had to get back in, grub had broken. Supergrub to disk is going to allow you to boot back in. It's going to manually scan your boot entries and allow you to get back in if something is seriously wrong. So this is something I now keep on a USB stick basically at all times. I've just got a USB stick with this ready to boot up if worst case scenario happens.
Oh, this happened to me as well. And I had, because it was my company laptop, I couldn't boot it up. I mean, I had the freedom to just boot up a new version of Linux, but it didn't work. I boot up a new version of Linux, I turn it off. When I turn it on, basically it says again, grub. I don't know why, it was a grub related issue. 2, 3, 5, 10 times. And the company said, okay, no more time. You need to take it to a shop to a repair shop. So they fixed it and they fucking charged me 60 euros to just boot up a Linux instance. And I asked those guys, what did you do? You know, in case it happens to me again. They said, oh, don't worry, just bring the laptop to us again.
The same people make something called Rescatox, which I guess if you're a Windows user, you're welcome here too, of course. And this is really useful for anybody. It doesn't matter whether you're on Windows or Linux, because this has basically all of the key and critical utilities you would need for system rescue, whether Linux or Windows. So yeah, this is pretty useful. This is a site for your best commands and command pipelines. So like if you've got some really good awk pipeline that you're always using, you can upload it here. And likewise, a lot of people have uploaded all sorts of pipelines, both for like classic stuff like, you know, awk and sed and grep, but also for more unique stuff as well, like watching movies in your terminal or like sorting by IP address, querying Wikipedia over DNS. This is one of those sites that like I'm always returning to. Okay, so I am pretty convinced that if somebody had to learn Linux from absolute zero and they wanted to become a professional, they could do it with just this website. This website has everything from really detailed guides that you could either read online or download in different formats, all the way to documentation and man pages and, you know, how to do stuff on Linux. There's an advanced bash scripting guide, there's Linux on laptops, there's system administration, there's like beginner Linux, there is all sorts of stuff here. So yeah, if you need one website to really learn Linux, like hardcore learn Linux. I am not a minimalist. In fact, the ArchWiki and the Gentoo Wiki, as well as the Debian Wiki, actually are probably the best available wikis, not just if you're using and trying to learn these distributions, but just for programs in general. For example, the ArchWiki has a great page about FFmpeg with all sorts of examples, and it also links back to all sorts of other stuff, which is one of the best features a wiki can have, right? Linking back to the original pages and other extended information if you're really trying to learn something. So yeah, the ArchWiki is what I always reference, but I did also want to mention, you know, the Gentoo Wiki, the Debian Wiki as well are really, really good. Okay, let's jump into the command line real quick for one of the most helpful sites that I know of, and that is a site that I actually made a video about a long time ago. It is not technically Linux related, but it is directly on the command line, so I think it fits here. It is the site that I use for weather, to put weather in my taskbar, and that is wttr.in. So
wow,
if I just curl
I also want this.
.in,
I also want
my
this.
local weather based on my IP address, but I can also just give it a place here, so I can do like, I don't know, Svalbard or something. And yeah, if I zoom out a little bit, it'll actually fit it on the terminal here. Yeah, so that's Svalbard's weather, 3-day forecast, and wttr.in also allows you to use all sorts of different flags to reformat your weather. So if you want like any sort of custom weather report, a few resources with regards to shell scripting. First of all, I want to point out the pure sh Bible and pure bash Bible.
Oh, the fact that she has like the scandal here.
Both of them are by Dylan Araps, and you can find.
And an old school. Is this an old school calendar? Of this is it? Damn, I haven't seen this one. Usually, my parents or grandparents would get them for free from companies. You know, they plant the ugly ass logo in the middle. For example, here. And of course, there is an image of something changing, like, I don't know. During winter, it's snowy. During summer, there are beaches and bullshit like this. My parents back in the time would get like 10 of these. And they would choose the prettiest one, usually the one with the smallest logo.
You can find them on GitHub, though I will link everything in the description. Basically, it's just a guide for how to do external processes in either pure bash or pure sh. This one's pure sh, and this is useful for two different reasons, okay? Either you want to actually learn how to do these particular processes, so for example, like you want to parse a key and value file in pure POSIX sh, or you want to create an empty file without any external commands, without the touch command, right? All of this is possible in pure sh, so this is really cool just to learn how it works. But beyond that, if you just want to learn shell scripting, right? Like, I think this is one of the best ways to do it. Learning how to do external stuff in pure shell, that is how to learn shell scripting. Shell check is a must-have if you're doing a lot of shell scripting, or if you're just learning how to shell script. I think you can just install it like as a normal package. I don't know why.
What else do we have?
I want to point out two people's websites that have really, really useful information on them. First of all, Rod Smith, who is actually the person who made the refined. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention man pages. Your system manual pages are probably the most useful. Another really useful site that you can curl directly from.
Man, whatever happened to my YouTube algorithm suggestion has been chef's kiss. What?
The last thing I want to share with you is not another website or resource or program, but if you're going to take away anything from this video, this is what you should take away. You are capable of learning whatever you put your mind to. You only need two things. You need patience and you need practice. And if you're patient with yourself and you keep practicing whatever it is, even if you feel like you're learning slower than other people, even if you feel like you're just naturally unskilled at the given topic, none of that matters. If you're patient with yourself and you keep practicing, you can learn and excel at anything.
Wow, thank you. I'm usually an idiot. So, let me call it quits here. I'm going to edit the first and the second part. Bam. I'm going to upload. And tomorrow, a new video is up, ladies and gentlemen. So see you. Bye-bye.